Hey y'all, welcome to our kitchen remodel. We're up here getting ready to put the ceiling back together after we've dropped out the old ceiling. We've taken out the old insulation and we're getting ready to put our new insulation in, cover up with some rigid foam board and sheetrock. So a couple things that I wanted to mention while we're up here is originally what we discovered was we had R-15 insulation, which was 20 years old. It had already compressed down and it was roughly probably equivalent to like an R9. It wasn't properly installed, it had air leaks, and it probably wasn't really doing what it was intended to do. So we're benefiting greatly by dropping this, raising the ceiling, making the space a little bit larger and more pleasant to live in. Now at the same time, as we're coming in and we're meeting the new code, we're going to go with 2018 International Residential Code. We're shooting for at least an R-30. We would like to be way above R-30 since I like to be way above R-49. I like to be R-60. So to do that in this little bit of space, we've employed a couple little tactics. To do that, the original rafters are only 2x4. So ceiling to the rafter would get us, anywhere from R-15 to R-19. However, I want to have an air gap that runs up and down the channel of each bay to a roof vent that runs down the ridge. So to do that, we did drop sistering of 2x6s down 1 inch, and that way we held them off 1 inch. We have baffles in the eaves. That air gap is going to go from the soffits all the way up to the peak, and it's going to take that air as it changes, and its convection is going to vent it for us. Thus, it'll help us dry out our substrate on our roofing, and also move around some of that air in there to keep mold, mildew, and mushrooms from growing. This is the Pacific Northwest, and the one thing we do know is the moisture. So with that in mind, with the 1 inch drop, we went with R-23 Mineral Wool from Rockwool, and I did that for several reasons, and most is air permeability. I love the way it breathes. It's great for historic homes, it's great for older homes, and it's great for new homes, and it's very beneficial here for us. It's also fire retardant, mold resistant, and rodent resistant. So it's kind of hits like a trifecta for me. It's also pleasant to install. It's rigid, it goes in well, it doesn't irritate your skin, a small dust mask, and you're in a good workspace. So that is an added bonus for me. On top of our R-23, we're going to go with R-6 Thermasheath in 1 inch, which gives us an R-6 continuous insulation. We're going to go ahead and foil tape all the seams, all the punctures, and that gives us a good vapor seal and thermal barrier. So we've done that in 3 different ways now. Is we've created an air gap, we've also shifted over our insulation so that we've covered our 2x4s and our 2x6s in a staggered fashion so that we know we have some mineral wool insulation. That reduces thermal bridging. And now we have a continuous insulation radiant barrier. So with the gypsum rock coming up on top of that, we know we're going to be in really good shape. So I'm really looking forward to finishing this out, and I know that once we get this put together, this is going to be a really warm space. It's going to be a very easy space. We're coming in with a new Cosmos 900 CFM 6-inch range hood and 36-inch range hood with 6-inch duct, which is going to get all of the vapor out while we're cooking, and I know we're going to be in great shape.